Hi, I'm Darlene. Welcome back to my kitchen and Super at 60. Today we are still battling this coronavirus, and a lot of us are finding ourselves at home and just simply not being able to find anything at grocery stores. So we have to deal with what is in our pantry, what is in our freezers, and what is in our refrigerators. And sometimes for some of us, you know, we're pretty well stocked. For others, maybe not so much. So today I knew what I had, and I pretty much am not following any kind of recipe. Okay, this is kind of 60s style, if you will, 60s age style. And I just kind of put out everything from my pantry and fridge that I had that kind of reminded me of an enchilada. So we'll see how it comes out, but I think it's going to be okay. Anyway, what we're going to need today is some sour cream, however much you have. And I say need today. If you don't have it, you don't have to use it. If you have cream of chicken soup, cream of mushroom soup in a pinch, cream of celery soup, you can use any of those. If you don't have any of those, you can use some evaporated milk. And if you don't have any of that, just don't use it. Okay, I have some creamed corn, can of creamed corn. I have a can of enchilada sauce. If you don't have enchilada sauce and you really want to use it, you know, you can make your own, and I can list that down below for you. Your own salsa, or whatever salsas you have. I have a mild salsa here, which I kind of prefer when you think of all the other ingredients that I'm putting in there. This is some diced up tomatoes with green chilies and some refried beans. You may not have a can of refried beans in your cabinet, and that's okay. Okay, we're making do today. In light of the coronavirus, we're making do. Okay, so we're going to start with putting our sauce together. I'm going to go ahead and add all these things. I'm just going to add them, and we'll just see what happens, okay? Kind of experimental time right now. This is like some of my favorite time in the kitchen, is when I just get to experiment. By the way, that is a 14-ounce can. Enchilada sauce going in. And that is mild, and I am using a 15-ounce can. Okay, oh boy, it smells good already. And this is a 16-ounce jar of mild salsa, and that's going in. Remember, these, if you were looking up and tuning into some kind of a traditional enchilada recipe, you've come into the wrong channel. We are making do today. We are making do, and we can do this. All right, and now we have a small can of the diced tomatoes with the green chilies in them. This is what's going to make it, and the enchilada sauce. And it goes. Wow, what a nice smooth sauce this makes. I like it already. And now the refried beans. Okay, take a little teaspoon and just kind of take it out in chunks. Don't let it come out like a big block. I think this is easier, and it will be easier for you to mix up and get incorporated into your sauce. Okay, so there we go. All right, got my cans over here. Oh, wow, this really smells good. Okay, and I haven't added any spices or anything yet, because over here, I'm gonna show you, I had a little bit of a green pepper, half a green pepper left, and I had about a half of an onion left, so, and some garlic. So I put that all in a non-stick pan with some olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and just maybe a teaspoon, hair less of a teaspoon of some taco seasoning, because all those flavors that you want are going to be in there. Okay, sorry. All right, so here we're going to mix this up really, really nicely. And the last thing I'm going to add for right now is this sour cream. Now notice right now everything is very red, very tomato sauce based, but obviously watch what's going to happen when I add in, I'm guesstimating, so I'm going to add, for right now, I'm going to add a little bit more than a cup, because this actually came out to be quite a lot of sauce. And obviously, if by the time you finish up all your enchilada rollings in your pan, and you don't, sorry, I hate when people do that, chip up bowls. You can just stick this in a container and put it in your freezer, because you never know. This might be delicious over one breast of chicken you might happen to have left. So, you know, don't throw. This is no time to be throwing anything away, anything. And I'm going to show you something a little later about that. Okay, all right, now you see that the sour cream is making this turn into more of a creamy white sauce, which is fine. I see the beans in there, I see the corn. All right, and now these are cooled down. These are my just a little bit of onion and a little bit of green pepper and a little bit of garlic. And in it goes. It's pretty much cooled down. So we have just made do with a make do sauce for your enchiladas. Okay, all right, stick that right there and stir that up too. I can't wait to taste this. I think it's gonna be really good. All right, so that's good shape. All right, let me get this one out now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, you'll notice that I have a great big container here of shredded chicken. Last night I took a package of about 8 bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. I just baked them in the oven and waited till they were done. I took off the skin when they came out. I let them cool really well, and then I put them in a container, put them in the fridge. This afternoon, right before I was going to get this prepared to make for you, I deboned it completely. More on that a little bit later too. Okay, so right now I'm going to take out a little bit of this sauce, okay, before I add anything more, because we're going to need some on the bottom and we're going to need some on the top, and of course we're going to need some for the filling. Add a little bit more than you think. That's about 3 cups, maybe a little bit more than we need, I don't know, but it's right. If we find we want to add a little bit more sour cream later, we will, because we can do that. All right, and now I'm going to get my pan here. Let's move this out of the way. And I'm going to add a little bit of this sauce that we reserved, just so that you have a little padding on the bottom here, so you don't put in dry enchilada shells on the bottom. I just don't think that's a real good idea. I'm sure some people do it, but this is our recipe today, and this is the way we're doing it. Okay, there really are no exact things. Remember I told you, if you don't have what I have, use what you have. If you don't have fresh vegetables, use canned vegetables or frozen vegetables. They'll be just fine. And you can put them in frozen. You don't have to cook them ahead of time. All right, now what I'm going to toss in here is all this chicken. Okay, and goes the chicken. And also at this time, let me move this out of the way for you. I am going to add some shredded cheese. Okay, these are all the flavors of an enchilada, mostly. We might be missing a few, we might have added a few, but really, how bad could it possibly be? Down on the bottom, and we're going to put a good big handful in here. This is a lot of sauce. Okay, I have a feeling we're going to be saving some of this, but that's okay. Stick that right there. And again, we'll stir this up really nicely, well incorporated. I can't tell you how good this smells. I think we chose some really, really good ingredients to put in here to make our enchiladas with no recipe. That's okay. That's what we do when we have to make do. All right, so very good. All right, so this is all ready to go, this little bottom here. I hope that you can see that. We've got it well covered on the bottom. All right, and now I am going to move these things just around a little bit. I have I'm using flour tortillas. These are what, 10 count, oh, I don't know, I want to say like the 8-inch. They're not the super big ones, and they're not the super small ones either. They are the ones that are right in between, the perfect tortilla size. Okay, so when you make enchiladas, do not overfill them. They just make a terrible mess. It's not worth it. So we're going to take a little spoon here, spoonful. I'm going to put it right down the middle. I hope you can see this. Just like that. Probably a little bit more. Boy, yeah, I did make a lot here, but that's okay. I can make a casserole out of this later with some, just adding some pasta or maybe some rice. That would be good. And if you make more than one, freeze one. How bad is that? All right, and now we're gonna roll them over, push it back, roll it up, seam side down into your sauce, just like that. We're gonna keep doing this until we run out of tortillas. Okay. Yum. I think the best meat on a chicken is the thigh. I just think it has a lot of flavor. It's got a little bit of white, it's got a little bit of dark. Yeah, that's probably enough. So although I do like cooking, I have to say with the convenience of the boneless, skinless chicken breast, sometimes if you don't cook it just right, it can be a little dry. And in that case, I don't know, just doesn't make a very pleasant meal. And it's not very nice for reheating. If you want to reheat it again, the chicken, you can just hear the chicken screaming out, no, no, I'm done. I'm done, I'm so done. All right, so here we go. We're just gonna, this is all you do. You just keep folding, folding, folding. Get them nice and tight. That way you can really squish in here. I hope we can get all of these in here, but I'm not sure about that. I have 4 people I have to feed tonight. So we each should probably be able to have 2. That's the goal. All right. Fold over a little bit and then over that. And we're going to just shove it right up in there. You can close them in a little bit. That is just fine. A little bit more. Oh yeah, we have a lot we're going to have left that we can do a lot with. Okay. All right. I'm going to continue with this one. Just take some time, that's all. But you know what? It's kind of fun. It's relaxing. You can think about stuff. Yeah. Drop my spoon in there. All right. Okay. How many of you made my apple pie last time? Anybody? Let me know. All right. Go a little bit more. There's lots of cheese in here, so you know it's going to be nice and melty and gooey. And what more could you want? All right, so we got 2, 4, 6. Well, if we get 8 in here, that's perfect. And I promise you, whatever's left over here will not go to waste. And if you're cooking along with me, and if you were using the exact recipe that that I'm using here today, you will see that you'll have a lot left over too. But 2, 4, 6. All right, I think I'll just do 8. And then we'll find something to do with these other tortillas as well. Okay, in it goes. This is the last one. And maybe just a little bit extra here. Oh, I can't tell you how good this smells. All right, and we'll roll this one up. This is our last one. It's a tight little spot, but it's gonna work perfectly. See how it kind of comes out the side there? You don't want that. I think I got overzealous there and overstuffed. Okay, perfect, perfect. Look at that. Can you see? There are 8 right there, 2 for each. If you had more tortillas, like a whole nother bag, you have plenty there, you could probably make yourself up another pan and stick it right into your freezer, and it would be ready to go at a moment's notice. Okay, but I don't have enough, so I'm going to not do that. All right, so let's go back to the sauce here that we reserved, and we're gonna pour it over the top. Make sure that everything is covered up, because I don't know, but I don't like dry, crispy tortillas, other than chips, you know, in a chip style. But when it comes to this, they shouldn't be dry. They should be really nice and moist, not too saucy, but, well, we'll see. You know, like I said, we are just kind of rolling without a recipe today, and we'll see how these come out. It'll be a little bit of a surprise for all of us. Cover everything up. You don't have to douse it in there, because remember, you have a filling in each one of these tortillas. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and shove that down in there. Oh, I think these are going to be really tasty. And of course the best part is yet to come. And that's going to happen right now because I'm going to go cheese crazy today because I happen to have a lot of cheese. Okay, we're going to spread that right over the top. If you had some black olives, you could chop them up and put them on the top. I know my husband really likes black olives. I'm not too fond of them, but maybe, you know, if you want to do half and half for your family. All right, so you're going to set your oven to 350, okay? And you're going to cover these. You don't want to put them in without covering them because at some point, probably about 30 minutes through, you're going to take the foil off and you're going to just let them go back in and let that cheese melt and get just a little bit of toasty brown on top, okay? All right, I can do that later and then I'll show you these later when they come out and we'll take a little bite of them and see how they taste. Hi, and welcome back. Well, here it is. Enchilada made with what we had in our pantry, our refrigerator, our freezer. Basically everything that is in here is very Mexican in flavor. I think you're going to enjoy it because it smells really, really yummy. I had it in covered at 350 in a foil. I took the foil off at 30 minutes. I reset my timer, kept it in the oven for another 10 minutes where the cheese got nice and soft and melty and it just looks beautiful. So I'm gonna scoop up just a little bit here tonight so that we can all get a good look at it. Believe me, it's a surprise for all of us. So in case you had nothing to eat tonight, but you happen to have some, if not all, of these ingredients, you and your family could enjoy a wonderful, wonderful dinner. Okay, let's take it from about right here. Remember, we kind of portioned for 2 each for 4 people. So yes, there are 8 in here, but it's kind of hard with all the sauce and cheese on top to know exactly where they start and where they end. But, all right, here we go. Let's take this right here. Oh my goodness. It just feels good. Right. Oh, and there's nice steam coming out, so I know it got nice and hot in there. I can see a little bit of the sour cream popping through. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's really beautiful. Okay, we're gonna plop it right in our bowl. It's really beautiful. That is a good mouthful, I'll tell you. And if you want, you can top it off. If I had some fresh scallions, I would absolutely cut those off and just plop them on top. But that is what we're looking at tonight for dinner. And this is what we're having. You can see there's the yummy tortilla under there, nice and cooked all the way through. The chicken, remember, everything was already pre-cooked, including the little bit of onion that we put in there and the little bit of green pepper that we had left over that we put in there. So I'm just so curious. Yum. Okay. Yum. I have to make sure to write this recipe down and so that we don't ever forget it because this is absolutely delicious. Thank you so much for joining me at Super at 60. I hope that you will make this recipe or a variation of this recipe for you and for your family tonight or sometime during the week. And I know we're going to enjoy it tonight. Thank you again so very, very much. And we'll see you around real soon. Bye-bye.